Hi, thank you guys. Tony Marriott here and welcome to this webinar. And I want to tell you how to drive fast, unlimited video traffic, or how I made 350% ROI from one video, and it wasn't even my video. I'm going to show you how to get unlimited, highly targeted traffic and how to send that to any website, landing page or offer or anywhere you like. But just before we leap off to the webinar proper, let me just tell you how you can ask some questions. If you look on the right hand side there, you can see a chat box. So if you've got any questions during the webinar, just bang them in the chat box on the right hand side. I'll try and answer them as I'm going through the webinar. If I can't answer them going through the webinar, I promise you I will personally pick those questions up and I'll respond to you in an email. Okay, either way, you'll get a personal response from me. I'll stop a couple of times during the webinar, so you'll have chances to ask questions if you need to, but feel free to bang them in whenever you like. Just a matter of interest, down the bottom you'll see two icons, one there to mute the sound if for any reason you need to. Not sure why you would, but if you can't hear anything, then obviously check that's not muted, make sure that's turned off or turned on. And there's another icon there which can put the video into full screen, which is great for viewing, but obviously it'll take a chat box away. If you need to put the question into the chat box, then obviously just hit escape key on your keyboard and that will pop back and you'll be able to access the chat box. Okay, let's move right on with the webinar. I'm really excited now because this is really good stuff. You're going to be some solid training that's really going to help you when we get out of the back of this. Okay, just a very quick bit about me then. So my name's Tony Marriott and I've been working full-time as an internet marketer for well over 8 years now. Now I've done all sorts of things in my time. I've worked in lots and lots of different niches, probably most of the mainstream niches for sure, and some pretty not so mainstream as well. These days I tend to specialize more in software tools and training specifically for other internet marketers. There's lots of areas out there that can be made so much easier with the software tools, and of course the educational side of it. If you can get these training done, of course it really ramps up your abilities and your possibility of success. So that's kind of me. I don't want to stick too much on me, just let you know what I'm doing. But what I do want to really hammer home today is this one big takeaway. And this is the thing that I want to drive from this webinar. So if you go away today, I want you to kind of remember this one thing. Now, there are, I said dozens here, but it's probably hundreds of different ways of driving traffic. But you only have to master one to be a success. This is one of the key problems with a lot of people who want to be internet marketers and make a big success. They hold themselves back by jumping around. You heard this kind of shiny object syndrome. I'm sure you've heard of this, and this happens with some of the training. It is very true in traffic generation. And most people try a bit of SEO, they'll try a bit of Facebook ads, a bit of something else, but they just try it. You try it, you do it for a bit, it's not really working for you, so this isn't work for me, I'm going to move on to something else. And the problem is you don't really spend enough time at it and you don't really focus on it enough to actually master that one thing. And in almost every case, if you stop and try to master one particular thing, you will be a 99.9% assured that you're going to be more successful doing that than trying to master dozens of things. So, like I say, one big takeaway today, hundreds of different ways of getting traffic, but you just got to master one to be a success. So who needs traffic, or who needs targeted traffic? Well, basically everyone. In fact, everyone who wants to sell something or build a list or a following online, then of course they need traffic. In fact, everyone who wants to bring people to their business, no matter where that business is or what that business is. So that's people like affiliate marketers. I'm an affiliate marketer myself, I need that kind of traffic. Product owners, I'm a product owner myself, I still need traffic. Drop shippers, e-com stores, bloggers, niche site owners all need traffic. And I've got some other stuff down here. We've got video marketers, and although it's in small right in offline businesses, actually offline businesses are actually key. These are massive at the moment. They can now generate masses of sales, masses of business, and build their business up by bringing people to their online real estate. Okay, so what we're talking about is pretty much everyone. There's almost no one that doesn't need traffic. Okay, I've got 3 very quick questions for you. Number 1, would you like hordes of targeted web traffic? Number 2, do you think that more web traffic would make you more money? And 3, would you like to see a real life case study of exactly how to do that? Now, I'm pretty confident your answer is going to be yes to all those questions. So feel free to type yes in the chat box if you want, or if you don't agree, obviously, feel free to ask a question or make a comment. So let's just move on, because I really want to show you how to do this. I want to make this really worth your while. So, once we've done it, this is where we want to be after the webinar. Say, you will literally, or after I've shown you what to do, you will know how to send this unlimited, highly targeted, high converting traffic to literally any web page, landing page or offer that you like. Okay? And that means, you're going to finally be in control of your own success, because controlling the traffic literally is the key to controlling the success of your business and ultimately yourself. And just to sweeten the pot a little bit, I'm going to give something free away at the end of this webinar. So if you stick with me right through to the end, I'm going to give you this completely free. It's one of my best-selling and most successful training programs that I ran. It's a really, really good training program. I mean, it's really excellent. And I'm going to give that away completely free. So I'll give you completely free 100% access to that training program. And all you got to do is just hang in there, until the end, and I'll literally give you at the end of this webinar. And I've also got something really special that can be a true game changer. It's a special offer that I have for you, and I'm actually pretty keen to tell you what it is, because I'm so kind of chuffed with it. It's just really good. So, but I'm going to save this to the end. I want to go through the training first. And the training that I'm actually talking about is literally generating on-demand traffic, from YouTube. I just want to go through a couple of things, because I know somebody go, oh no, not YouTube. I've tried YouTube, it didn't really work. Well, if you're not working, then clearly you're doing it wrong. Okay, so a lot of people think, oh, it's old hat, all done this before, I've tried YouTube, doesn't really work. Well, it absolutely does. Or this particular method, remember, back to our method, learn one method, master one method, and you'll be a success forever. The fact is YouTube is actually really underused, which means it's wide open, because believe it or not, although you've got millions and millions and millions of videos, it's actually still relatively uncompetitive. You may even have tried ranking your own videos on there, okay, using whatever method it is, but you might find that either just doesn't work, or it takes a long time to rank the videos. But the method that I've got here, and as we show this, you kind of see it. I've got all the proof for it. We'll see all the numbers for it, and you kind of just very quickly run a boost to your video, leave it, and it basically just does the rest on its own. It'll just rank itself. It's quite amazing. So some other things you might worry about, because we do worry about video, because there is some apparent complexity in there. You might have heard, as I said before, it takes a long time to get going, the traffic, because it may take a long time to rank the videos, but not when you do this method. Okay, it's just not true. We can literally turn on and have traffic running in a few hours. And if you're worried about creating videos or being in videos or talking in videos, don't worry about it, because in this particular case here, I didn't even use my own video. Now, you can create some videos, but I'm talking the most unbelievably simple videos that, actually, literally, they're easy to create. You're not doing anything on them at all. They're just really, really ultra simple videos that anyone can make. Okay, so just before I leap off there, anyone's got any questions about where we are so far? Okay, Maria says, or Maria asks, does ranking these videos mean sending fake views from Fiverr, etc. No, absolutely not. There's nothing in my method that is in the slightest bit dodgy. It's completely legit. It's completely within the Google T&Cs. Everything is absolutely, spot on. So there's no way that you're going to end up getting your accounts banned or anything at all. In fact, we're not using anything outside of Google or YouTube itself to do any of this traffic driving at all. So it's 100% legit. Okay, great. So moving on. Oh yes, I do need to just give you this legal and disclaimer. Boring stuff, I know. Really sorry, guys. You know, it's like FCA rules and all that. We've got to do these things these days. So before I show you the full case study, I just want to give you this and let you know that the case study here is a real life example that I've actually run myself. All the figures are absolutely real. They're absolutely accurate. There's nothing fake in this at all. And I'm going to show you the exact method I used, but I can't say that you will be able to repeat my success. I can't say that these figures are typical. After all, they're my numbers created from my work. I don't know you, your capabilities, or your work ethics. And, in fact, any business and any success for that business will absolutely depend on the amount and the quality of the work that you put into it. So I can't guarantee anything. The bottom line is I can't guarantee you will make the same money that I do, or in fact that you can make any money at all. But that being said, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Like I said, it's completely real. It's absolutely genuine, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So just one final shot at our big takeaway. I'll keep hammering this, but it's really, really important because I think it's like something crucial to the core of this whole thing. As I said, hundreds of ways to get in traffic, but you only got to master one to be a success. And my recommendation, of course, is this is the one you should be mastering. So what am I going to go through today? I'm going to go through 5 different areas, really. First of all, I'm going to show you the numbers. I'm going to prove this whole thing works with the case study. Then I'm going to show you kind of around product and video selection. Then I'm going to look at ads. There's 2 different types of YouTube ads. There's the in-display ads, or the search ads, and there's the in-stream skippable ads. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do those today. Don't panic about that. Again, it's really simple. I'm just going to run through and show you it. And the 5th thing I want to show you is how to make it easy. This is something real special that I've got that you'll be able to see. It kind of really makes this whole process so much simpler. But I'll show you that when I get. So for now, let's go and look at the numbers. Okay, here is a screenshot from my Google AdWords account looking at the actual ads that I put up to start off this particular campaign. Now, don't worry too much about what the videos are, etc. I'll kind of come to that in a moment. But if we just look here, we can see that I've got primarily 2 different types of videos. I've got this stop dog pulling, which is ID2. Let's just remind me it's an in-display ad. And I've got 2 down here, which are DDIS1 and DDIS2 or INST1. These are in-stream ads. So I ran an in-display ad. In fact, let me just see if I can zoom that in a little bit for you. So I ran an in-display ad, and I actually ran 2 in-stream ads because I kind of just changed something very slightly, and I ran one against the other in a split test, and you kind of see what I did. I didn't run it for very long. But we can look down here and you can see that my budget is only $5 a day. So I'm not spending very much on this at all. In fact, if we go right down to the bottom corner here, you can see that the total I spent is only $58. I ran this for about a week. But let's go and look at the actual numbers here. These are sort of quite interesting. So as I said, there's 2 different types of ads. We'll talk about both of those in a little while, a bit later in the webinar. But specifically, let's just look at the numbers. So for this first one, the in-display ad, now the in-display ad, those are ads that you get from when you search. So you put a keyword, you search, and they come up at the top of the searches. And if people like it, they click on it, and that's where you get your traffic from. So this particular one, for like I read, $23 in total. Actually did 94,000 impressions. It got 781 views. That means 781 people viewed it. That's only a less than 1% actual rate, and it cost me 3 cents per view. Okay, that's really, really cheap. And if I look at these two over here, in fact, really, if you just look at the bottom, let's say these two I ran separately, or ran together initially, only for about a day, I think. So there, it's got 4.96, and I was running it for $5 a day, so it was only ran it for a day. But I ran it against the other one, and it was pretty clear from the numbers that this was only making a 10.94 view rate, where this was an 18.78 view rate. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me just to turn this one off and, you know, let all my money go into this one. But don't worry too much about the split testing. As I say, that's really straightforward. I say in this case, very, very simple. But basically, really just focus on these numbers. So if I look at this one, saying $5 a day still, I only got 3,600 impressions, but I got 676 views. In fact, on the other one, I had 78 views as well. So, you know, pretty much that's 781. It's not far off of the actual 781, but look at the difference. That's 94,000 to get 781 and 3,600 to get nearly 700 views there. And that's because look, the view rate is huge. It's nearly 20%, 18.78%. This one's less than 1%. Now, these are the in-stream ads, like I say. So these are the ads that you get at the front of your videos, and it says, you know, if you want to watch it, if you want to turn it off after 5 seconds, you can kind of just click it. And if people click that and go off, obviously they don't view it, but a lot of people do stop and view it. And that's why the rate's much higher. Obviously, it's the kind of stuff that Google obviously enjoys more because, or YouTube enjoys more because clearly that's, you know, that's business for them. As you see, slightly higher rate per view. So hence, you know, similar amount of numbers, slightly higher spend, but not dramatically. So the point is, in total, as I say, I got $58 spend, and for that, you know, I generated all these views, etc. If I had a total of 1,535 views. Now I want to leave that there because a little later on I'll explain more about what those views are doing and how that's kind of working and where it takes us. So for the moment, just kind of take on board that basically we've just done a $5 a day spend to get our videos going, get them started, get them off the ground. I've spent $58 and I've generated about 1,500 views. Now to put that into perspective a bit more and to see, as I say, where we're going with it, I'm going to hop over to YouTube and I'm going to look at my channel live. Okay, so yeah, here we are in YouTube. Now for this case study, I created a brand new channel, called it Top Dog Training Center, because I'm promoting a doggy down product. Again, we'll go through products in a little bit, but I'm promoting a product which is basically a dog training product, okay? And to do that, I've running 2 types of ads, so I need 2 types of videos. Again, we'll look at these a little bit deeper in a moment, but for the moment, let's just look at the analytics. So you can see, as I say, I've only got 2 videos up here, and you can see that I've actually had in the last 28 days nearly 4,000 views. I've got 37 new subscribers. In fact, you look up here, look, I've got a total of 14,000 odd views and 159 subscribers to this channel. And that's simply from 2 videos. In fact, actually, it's only from 1 video because one's a little 30-second video that's to do with the way the ad works. So this is all coming off of one particular video. Now, let me just see if I can put this into perspective because it doesn't show you much here. So if I go into the analytics, and hopefully they'll just fill in a moment. Here we go. Right, so we got the last 28 days, but let me just show you over the lifetime because this really brings home what's going on. So what we've got here at the moment, we've got watch time, so that's the amount of time it was watched. This is the average duration, but the important thing for us is the views down here. Like I say, we've got about 14,500 views over the lifetime of the video. And I've only ever promoted it with $58. Okay, so that initial promotion was what I did. In fact, that's what this part of the graph is in the front here. I'm going to just zoom in, you can kind of see this a bit better. So this is the week of the promotion, where I actually sent traffic via an ad to this particular video, okay? And of course, at the end when I stopped it, bang, it just dropped straight off because of course I was sending paid traffic to it, and then it drops straight off at the end down to pretty much nothing. Now, what happens when you stop is something pretty startling. Slowly but surely, you'll see it actually starts to pick up, because what you've done is you've sent a lot of traffic to it, and these are what they call true view ads. So they're true view traffic. So Google count them as views from real people, and in fact, that's exactly what they are. So this is what I said before. You know, no scammy, no spammy views here, no Fiverr rubbish. These are real views for real people that are watching it for a nice length of time. I mean, look up here, nearly 4 minutes per video. I think the video is only about 5 minutes. So that's a good chunk of the video that's being watched. So in Google's eyes, it's pretty impressive. So it's a video that people want to see. So he starts to put it into the search results, and it starts to creep up over a couple of weeks. It just starts to creep up the search results. Now it hits a point in time here where it kind of just runs off on its own after a certain point, because as it's going along here, and you see it's climbing slowly but surely, it's getting all these new subscribers, it's being added to playlists, it's being shared, being commented, etc. And what happens is it gets to a certain point and it kind of lifts off on its own. So I've paid nothing after this $58 over here at the front, and now you can see that for the final part of this video, it's actually kind of taken off completely now, and it's now self-sustaining. So it's up here somewhere around about the 4,000 views a month. And the reason it gets that is because, as I say, all the views and all the activity, Google or YouTube just say, yeah, okay, that's a great video. People want to see it. So when somebody searches for the dog training, in this particular case, then it bangs it up into those top results, and people just pick it up. So it becomes self-sustaining. And now you're getting traffic from all this stuff. Now at the moment, that's only traffic to the videos, remember. So let me go back to the presentation slides. And on this slide, you can see now, well, we saw this before, it's had, the actual Top Dog Training Center channel has had 14,000 views, and 159 subscribers have joined that channel. So this is people you can market to. So next time I put a video up, in fact, I haven't put any more videos in this one video, and I'll talk about what I should have done if I was doing this, to really drive it forward. I just want to do it as a case study to show you, so I didn't want to complicate it by putting too much in there. I want you to see how simple it was and how the numbers kind of stack up. So as I said, I've got 159 subscribers there. I've also asked them to sign up to a list, and I've got 100 subscribers from there. I have no way of knowing whether these subscribers are also the same as these subscribers, because one's on YouTube and one's in my get response list. But I've got a follow-up email. In fact, I got 5 follow-up emails, because that video was one of a series of 5 videos. Again, I'll show you that in a little while. Don't worry about the moment where they came from. They actually came, well, in fact, they actually came from the Doggy Down product. So it's not a video that I've created. It's one that already existed. And what I've done is put 5-day follow-up, or 5 days over, I think it was 7 days, but 5 follow-ups over a period of 7 days that said, oh, by the way, here's another video that you might want to see. And that was another free video. And each one I've said, but if you really want to train your dog, you need to go and buy this product. So what I've done, I've kind of got them onto the list, and then I've followed up with a series of 5 emails. Okay, and that's where the main money has come from. That's where the money's come from. And if I go and look at what's happened here, so here we are, show me the money, the sales. This is the important bit for people. So from that $58, so up to the time of actually showing you this video, then that $58 has turned into $265. Okay, so this is a whole bunch of sales here for this same product. You can see this is Doggy Dan product. We'll have a look at that in a little while. But this is the product I'll be selling, a little dog training product. And I'll put $58 in. It starts the process off. It starts to give the video views, starts to make it look important, completely legit, of course, no fake views, like I said. And then it runs, you just turn it off and it runs on its own. It starts to build up momentum, and then it's kind of self-sufficient. So up to now, as I said, it's $265 for your 58. Now, if you could do that, you'd do that every day. If I could put $58 in and get $265 out, Of course, you would do that every day, but it's actually better than that. So that at the moment is a 357% return on your investment, but it keeps paying. Because if you remember, if we go back to YouTube, then, these views are free. They just keep going. Now, I guess they'll fade out at some point in time, but they'll run for a long, long time, and then maybe they just need a little more boost if necessary, if they start to fade out again. But this is going to keep going for months or even years, and it's just going to keep getting views. It's going to keep putting people on my list. Those people on my list are going to keep buying the product. So for absolutely nothing, that first $58, this is just going to keep paying out and paying out. Okay, so let's just have a look at the products and videos. This is a very, very quick one here, because I just want to talk through kind of what I did and what you can do. I mean, to be honest, you can promote anything. Now, I'm just going to go to ClickBank, because that's where I selected the product from for this particular case study. But I said you can really use any products. You can have your own products. You can have affiliate products from JVZoo. You can have affiliate products from anywhere. You can have CPA products. You can literally promote anything you want with this idea, even promote businesses and sell physical products. So let's just go and have a look and see what I did. So I would say I wanted to make this really easy to show you that you could do it with some of the toughest things to sell. Let's go to ClickBank and have a look at that. Okay, so let's go look at the marketplace. Now you can go and search this, of course. I'm just going to put in Doggy Down because obviously I know which products that I did. And I did a little bit of research. I went through to make sure that the thing looked okay. So I'm looking here and I saw it at an average sale of $71, which was quite good. Looking down here, initial sale only $5.7, but average rebill 98. So it's got a rebill in there as well. It's got a gravity of 80, which isn't too bad. So it seemed quite a solid product. I mean, not brilliant, but a good solid product. Now I knew nothing and still don't really about training dogs. I didn't need to, because what I did simply was to go into the affiliate page, which I should better find down here. So if I go into his affiliate page, and this is the other thing, when maybe want to decide to promote this one because he had a good affiliate page. And I've already joined there, but if I just go up here and go to the actual affiliate page itself, you'll see that what he's got is quite a lot of things going. Now, it's got all the usual hype, calculate your earnings, how amazing everything is, and etc., etc. But what I was keen to look for was kind of what he was giving away for free so I could use. And we've got these down here, 5 free HD dog training videos. Another some more 5 free videos down here, and more videos down here, and free audios. So you can use any of these. So I basically just grabbed these. So I'll just open those up and scroll down here a moment. And here we are. So also it came with an email swipe. Well, I'll come back to that in a moment. So basically it gave away this video series. There's an intro video here for his dog training to introduce his 5-part dog training course. Now, what I haven't used his intro video, because quite honest, introducing to dog training, introductory dog training, it's pretty boring. I'm looking for something that's a bit keyword related. What are people looking for? So this is the things that he's already put in his videos. Pulling on the leash is a dog problem. Puppy training is a dog problem. Dog aggression, people aggression, holiday training. Now, these are issues that people have with their dogs. So that's more interesting for me, and obviously for people who are looking for the videos, because I want people to search for these. So what I've done is I've literally taken this first one, pulling on the leash, and he said I can use that in any way I want. And all I've done is taken his video, and if I go to YouTube again, just go to the video manager, and this is the video here, and I'll just play the video. It's a very short piece. In fact, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to pause it because I just want to show you the bit. So on the front end, I've just added this bit of text. Okay, Top Dog Training Center videos. In this video, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. And basically, the reason I've done this is because it's nice and bright and red and shiny, and puts an intro in it. And it just means that the video that I put up will be different than the default video, so YouTube won't just chuck it away as being a duplicate video. So as soon as he's done that, I say, well, the expert's going to teach you, and then I just put it into Doggy Dan's own video. Okay, so he'll go off and talk for his video for 5 minutes, and then at the end, I've just got, there's actually an annotation on here, but we can use an end capture basically with the link to say, click here to get your full 5-part series. And again, like I did on the beginning, I've just stuck a bright red image that says click underneath to get your free program, because down here I've got the link again to the free training. And what this does, this goes off to just open that in a new link, and that'll actually go off to an opt-in page. Okay, so it goes to the opt-in page to get his 5 free videos. Okay, so that's as simple as that. So what I'm doing is basically getting people on the list. And it's those 100 people that I get on the list that I nail, and that's what makes the money, and this works time and time and time again. So that's the main video. There's only one other video that I've done. I'll show you that one. And that's the in-stream ad video. And again, this is only simple. See, it's only 36 seconds. That's exactly how long it needs to be. Not a second less or a second more. So that's the optimum length. And basically, again, it's just a piece of text. So I've just put a text on here which says problem with your dog's behavior. So this comes in, as I said, you remember when you start a video, you've got to watch a video and an ad comes in. This is the kind of ad that's going to come in. This is the ad that I've used to come in. It basically says problem with your dogs. I've got a 5-part training series you can get 100% free. And okay, it says you can skip the ad now if you want. There's all sorts of reasons for that, because if they skip the ad before it finishes, you don't pay for it. So it's part of the process of getting your cheap clicks. But basically, it just runs for a few seconds and then says, okay, click here to get your free dog training video. And it sits there just telling them that. So they have a choice of either clicking here or clicking out. If they click out, you don't pay for it. If they click there, then you get your click, and that's why, as I say, it's very, very cheap to do. And when they click here to get the free training videos, of course they go to the opt-in form again. Okay, so this is part of filling your opt-in form in, getting your initial people in. This helps get your initial bits in, and it's the other ad that really ramps up the SEO for you and gets it ranking for the long term. As you can see, it's very simple and literally anybody could do it. Okay, so this far, do we have any questions? Okay, what video editing tools do you use? Well, there's actually lots of video tools we can use. There's loads of free tools. In fact, you probably don't need to buy anything to do this, because the level of editing, or the level of video creation that we're doing here for this is so simple, it's so small, that to be honest, you can just use the free tools to do it very, very simply. Something like Windows Movie Maker is dead easy. There's some free stuff for the Mac as well. In fact, what I'll do at the end, I'll make sure that everybody gets a list of the free tools that you can use to do all this with. I'll make sure everybody, as I say, has the free tools listed for them at the end of the webinar. Okay, let's shoot straight on then, and let's have a look at physically how we create these ads. Again, it's not complicated once you know how to do it, and I'll go through each one. First of all, we'll go and do the in-display ads. Both ads are very, very similar to do, but just a very slight difference. And I'll go into my Google AdWords account and show you exactly how to do that now. Okay, when you're here, you want to make sure, well, in fact, what we're looking for is this plus campaign, because we're going to add a campaign to Google AdWords. And if you can't see that big red button, then make sure that here where it says Home, Campaigns, Opportunities, make sure Campaign selected, and under all campaigns here, make sure you've got the Campaigns tab selected. If you're in the ad groups or something else, you'll have something else showing there. So I'll say make sure you're in Campaigns and you're good to go. So let's go through this adding an ad. So we click the Add Campaign, and because we want a YouTube ad, we're not worried about all the rest of it, we just want this video ads on YouTube and across the web. So we click that one and we start going through the setup. And right, first off, we need a campaign name. Now I'm just going to call this one Demo and it's an in-display or a discovery ad, so I'm just going to call it ID number 2 so I know what it is when I get there. Now it's already defaulted, it says we've got a video ad, okay, so that's what we've got, and we're going to go for the standard. This is by default, ads, driving views, awareness and conversions. Okay, we're not worried about mobile app installs or shopping. You may be, but at this time that's really not what we're looking at. So in this particular case we're promoting a ClickBank product, so we just want to drive views to that product. Okay, we can in fact upload an existing video campaign, then edit it, but we're not going to do that, but it's something you could do in the future. The video ad formats, as I say, we're looking for in-stream or video discovery ads. If I just hover over there, so these are the ads that are the 2 true view video ads. Remember, we want to get views to our ad because that video is going to get ranked because of the views, so we need true views. So every time we send a click or a viewer to that ad, it's another true visitor, another real visitor, and Google likes that, and that's when they start to rank the videos. Okay, so it says in-stream ads run before, during, or after the videos on YouTube, and that basically gives the viewer the option to skip the ad after 5 seconds. So you'll have seen those where they just come up at the beginning and say skip in 5 seconds. You can go away. That's not what we're doing at the moment. We're doing the video discovery ad, which is the old search ad, so in-display ad if you like. Okay, so they appear in YouTube search results and next to related videos in the YouTube homepage. So, not worried about these bumper ads, we're doing the in-stream or video discovery ads. Bidding we can leave as a manual, that's a maximum CPV, so that's a cost per view. So that's what we're paying for the views. And we're going to set our own maximum cost per view for the ads, or we will set our own cost per view for the ads. But at the moment we're going to set a budget. It's in dollars and it's per day. Now I tend to start with $5 a day, and almost everything I do works. You might be able to find something different that works, but I find starting off with $5, it's really quite enough, and in a week you can get done. Once you get practiced at it, you can put more money and perhaps get it fixed in a day or 2 days to get your ad running. But I find that over a week is perfect. Okay, delivery methods. I'll just show you this one. It says standard display ads evenly over time. In other words, that will just spend your $5 over a 24-hour period on average. Or you have accelerated, which basically it will spend it as fast as you can, and when it runs out it stops. I tend to display it evenly over time, so it's best to leave that as standard, display ads evenly over time. Otherwise you find your money just burns out in about 10 seconds if you do the accelerated one, which is again fine later on. If you know that's working, the campaign's working, and you want to throw loads of money at it, then that's great. Networks. I'll keep the YouTube search and YouTube videos. That basically means when you search and you get search results, it'll put the ad in there, but also puts it on YouTube videos. So those are related, when it comes up with a column that says related videos, it'll go in there as well. That kind of works well. The only thing I take off is video partners. That basically means other people besides YouTube who show the videos. I don't know what site it's on, don't know what they're doing. I'm really not interested in the kind of traffic I'm likely to get from them, or the wasted displays I'm going to put on their page. So stick to YouTube. Okay, locations. Now in my case, I'm selling a US product, so obviously I want to put it in the US and probably other English-speaking countries. So actually it's an Australian product. Sorry, it's a New Zealand product. My apologies to all those countries that I just maligned. So I just put in here US, and it will tell me the United States. So let's just put AU in the next one. One in Australia. Okay, New Zealand. UK, etc. So you can put in this case I put the English speaking countries in there. You can obviously choose whatever countries suit your particular product. What language your customers speak. Well, mine speak English, so I can leave that. If you're not operating in English, then obviously that needs changing. Devices, this is quite important. Your ads will show on all eligible devices. Now actually, huge portion, 60% or more of all videos are viewed on mobile, but it's very hard for the mobile to fill in forms and leap off to other pages, etc., etc. So at the moment, I actually don't use mobile bids, I don't use tablet bids, I simply use a computer bids. You still get more than enough traffic to make this work, and you can always switch these back on later if needs be. But it's a slightly odd way that we go about doing it. We need to increase or decrease our bid on particular devices. So what I do here is I decrease the bids on tablet and mobile. I decrease them by 100%. In other words, I completely remove the bid. In effect, if you look down here, it says, example, a US dollar $10 bid will become US dollar 0. So obviously if it's bidding 0, I'm not going to win anything, therefore I'm never going to display my ads on mobile or tablets. And by default then, all my ads will appear on computers. As I said, don't worry about it because you'll still get more than enough traffic. Okay, you can also schedule a start date, which I tend not to do, and the ad delivery, you can set a limit. I tend to do this. So I just do 1 impression per day for this campaign. So this is how individual. Set a limit how many times your ads appear to the same user. So you don't want to display all $5 worth to the same user if they're not going to be interested in your ad. So at least for 1 day, I kind of just put in 1 impression, 1 view per day, and that means that an individual is only going to get shown that ad once a day. Okay, so that way you're not going to burn off, say, your entire $5 budget on one person who's not interested. Right, save and continue. Now just save off your settings for you, and we come back to the second part where we need to do the ad group. Now the ad group, this is where, in this particular case, we're going to need to add in all these keywords, because this ad group will be a group of keywords, which we'll put those in slightly later, and those keywords, when they're searched and found on YouTube, our ads will display against those keywords. So our ads will display at the top of the search results, and it'll look like a video. In fact, they will be a video. So let me just call this and call it ad group demo 2 to match my other one. Actually, I'll call it ad group demo in display 2, just so I can recognize it. Your YouTube video, so you can search YouTube or get your video. Now the video I want is the video here. So this is my expert stop dog pulling on a lead, little expert video. That's the one, if you remember, goes across. I got Doggy down himself somewhere in the middle there showing how that works. So I just need to copy the URL from up here, paste that in, and it will find everything for me. So there we can see that. Okay, and then it says which one are we going to do. So we are not going to do in-stream. We're going to do video discovery ad. That's the search ads. Okay, they keep changing the name on this, so it can get a little confusing. But video discovery. If it's got D, it's in display search ads, and if it's got S, it's in stream. And then when we do that, we get a view of what that looks like. So if these are here are your search results, and then your thumbnail or your video thumbnail, and an ad is going to appear at the top of there. Now it's got a thumbnail, by default it's selected that one. Now obviously that's what I want, because I actually made this nice bright red with a doggy's head on it and a call to action on the screen, because I want that to stick out in the search results, and I also want that to attract people to click on it. So that's why we're selecting that one. Headline, we're going to put something in like it's, watch expert stop dog pulling in 5 minutes. So stop dog pulling on lead in 10 minutes as the title. You can put a lot longer titles in there, but I tend to keep them relatively short. And then the description is watch amazing video as expert stops dog pulling on lead in minutes. Not quite enough there. Right, let's short that one off and leave that one right there. Okay, so we can look up here and we can see we've actually got an ad, and it's a prompt, obviously, a little call to action, etc. Okay, the landing page. Now it normally defaults here to my channel page. Now remember, when you click on this, you want it to go to your video. So I suggest you click the video watch page on YouTube, because then it'll go and watch your video specifically. Your channel may be set up differently, and that may not be your primary video that's showing on the channel. So make sure you do that. And we want to call this add something. So I'm going to call it add demo in display 2, just to keep in track with everything else. And then we're going to actually bid on it. So it says here you can put in $10 to 43, 10 cents to 43 cents. Well, to be honest, I always put in 0.06. You can alter that later, but honestly, I almost never have to go higher than that. In fact, if I'm going over here, it's telling me that I'm going to get probably 2-cent clicks, and I can get 100 to 200 views a day. So all I'm worried about here is basically getting a green line up here. I'm not too worried about these numbers, because 100 today, if I do it per week, if you look on here, that's 700 to 1.4k a week. Well, even 1,000 a week, that's 4,000 a month. Well, 4,000 hits a month, believe me, that makes money. So that's where we're going to go. And also, these numbers are huge guesstimates. They're wild guesstimates, because it depends an awful lot on what you're doing, who you're targeting, and what this says up here and what this picture looks like. Everything makes it different. So these are a wild guess. So just as long as you've got a green line up here, that's fine. If you need to tweak it to get the green line, then do that. Okay, underneath that now we have targeting. And I tend to not target anything. And when we look at it a bit later, after a day or two, and we can see what's working, and we can tweak this if need be. But let's just have a look at it. So it says any gender, any age, any parental status, and household income. So obviously, if you know some demographics previously from some research, you can select it. So if you're doing something as primarily a female product, then obviously you can take the male and the unknowns off. If you know somebody for old age, for retired people, then obviously you don't want the earlier ones. If it's for teenagers, then you don't want the older ones. And similar with the others. But I tend to leave it like this, and you can go back and your analytics will tell you exactly what people are clicking, so you can see what demographics are clicking, and you can change that to suit later. Okay, so for the moment, as I say, I tend to just leave it as it is. Okay, you can do it by interests. Again, this is kind of more advanced stuff, and this only really works if it's working but you're not really getting enough traffic, or rather you just want to ramp your traffic up. You can perhaps go in here and select interests of people, and it'll actually target people who have a specific interest. So you might be able to find kind of dog training in here somewhere, or let's put dogs. So we've got dog lovers. So you could target dog lovers, and that will extend your audience. But as I say, I'm not going to do that in the beginning. That's something that you can do later when everything's kind of working fine. So again, save the ad group. And it will take you into the Google AdWords panel again. You'll be able to see down here all your demographics and stuff. But the important thing is it's opened up in the ad group. Okay, so we've got ad group, and the tab video targeting is opened up because we haven't targeted anything at the moment. We need to target the keywords for this. So we need to get some keywords. So I need to click on the keywords tab, because this is how we target in-display ads or discovery ads. We're targeted by keywords. Nothing in there at the moment. So we need to go and get some keywords. We have the add keywords. We'll scroll that up a little bit. So let's add keywords. And now it gives us some way to add some keywords in. Now I can do something as simple as type in dog training. And I can find related keywords. And Google will find us some keywords, and I can just bulk add that. And I've got 100 keywords around dog training in there. All right. But that's a very rough and ready way of doing it. There's a much better way of doing this, of finding specifically video keywords, etc. And I'll show you that a little bit later when I show you, how to make things easier for yourself. I've got a bit of software that will really open your eyes and really impress you when you see what we can do with it. For the moment, though, I'm just going to go with that, and we can save that off. And there we are. All your keywords are in. Everything's looking great. So all we need to do now really is go to the ad itself. So up on the tab within the group, you just go to ads. So here you see the ad here at the bottom, ad demo ID 2. That's what it looks like. Stop dog pulling on the leash. And basically you'll now see that it's under review. Kind of says on here under review. And it will wait there for, could be anything from 10 minutes to a day before it gets reviewed. If you've just started doing this, you haven't done ads before, it may take longer to get reviewed. When you've kind of done a few, they do seem to get reviewed a bit quicker. And also, if there's obviously nothing wrong with them, I think they tend to get reviewed and approved pretty quickly. If there's problems with them, that's when it tends to slow down a bit. But that is completely open, and even Google tell you, 24, 48 hours is kind of where they could be with it. There you go, that is it. Very, very straightforward. I've shown you all the details, I haven't used everything. Obviously, it's simpler if you just stick into the process as I showed you. And once you've done this once or twice, it actually really becomes very, very easy to do. Okay, brilliant. I'm not going to stop here. I want to shoot straight into the in-stream ads, show you how to do those. The in-display ads, it's very similar to that. So if I kind of leap straight in while it's still all fresh in your mind, you can see the subtle differences that just need to be done to make that right for in-stream. Okay, so this time let's have a look at creating an in-stream ad. Now, as I say, a lot of it is very much the same, so I'm going to whiz through this without duplicating what I've done already. And we need to be back at the beginning again, say campaigns. We need this campaign, add campaign button up. We haven't got it here, so campaigns, campaign tab, campaign button. Here we go. So new campaign. As before, video. And I'm just going to call this one DD in-stream demo 2. As I say, video standard. It's an in-stream or video discovery. Got the maximum CPV. I've got $5 a day in there as before. Get rid of the video partners. I don't want those. All countries, let me choose. I'm just going to put US in for this one so you can see what we're doing. English language, devices, again, 100%, 100%, decreased for mobile bids and tablets. And schedule start date, we're going to leave. Add delivery, we're going to leave by default. We're going to put one in there again. Okay, save and continue. Add group name, so we're going to call it add group DD in-stream demo 2. And I'm going to get the video. Now this time the video I want is that very short video. Let me just go back into here. It's the in-stream video that I'm looking for. This little 36-second one, if you remember. So again, just need to know where it is. Just grab the URL. Don't need to leave that one playing. Just drop the URL in here, and as soon as it detects the URL, it'll put all the extra bits in for me. Okay, and this time it's not a video discovery ad, it's an in-stream ad. Select that one. And now we see that this is a bit different than before. This is where the difference actually lies. So we need a display URL. That means what's going to show up in the ad. And we need a final URL. Now they're usually pretty much the same, but one can just be slightly shorter. The display URL only needs to be the domain. So I've got the form I'm trying to take them to. So this is my Doggy Dan form, Top Dog Training Center, /DD. So it's my opt-in form. This is where the video is going to take the viewers to, or anybody who clicks on the ad. So if I just paste that in there, and actually I can tidy it up because it doesn't need the HTTP on the front. And as it's only the domain that's needed on here, because this is the one that actually displays on the ad, so it's best to keep that as short as possible. And again, I can put it in the final URL and add the DD on the end. So now this is what it will display. So it looks nice and clean. And this is the actual page they'll take it to. But this domain needs to be the domain in here. They need to be the same domain. Okay, The only thing I would suggest here, it says use auto-generated image from videos on your channel. Now, you don't want to do that. You want to upload your own image, okay? Because whatever they give you is going to be rubbish. You want to make sure you're doing it right. Now, what you look up here, you see this companion banners now appeared. So this is what your video is going to look like when it's showing. So it's displaying and showing a video here. It says skip ads, so your ad's playing inside somebody's video or just before somebody's video. And on the right hand side, these are the search results. And at the top here, there's also a companion banner. So you can upload my own. I'm going to just browse. I've got one already made here, look. And it's got a call to action on. Click here for your 100% free HD quality dog training videos. Okay, and that's exactly what I want to do. Okay, so I want to put it up there with a call to action. So I uploaded that, and I should pop it up there, but I just select an already uploaded picture, so the way it's uploaded, and now I can select it. Okay, so you can now see what it will look like. So while it's playing, that will stay up there. In fact, even when that's finished, if they skip that ad, this will still stay up here at the top of the search results, so we still get like a second bite of the cherry to be able to pick into that one. Okay, the ad name. So let's just call it ad DD in-stream demo 2. And similarly again, I'm going to put 0.06. See what we get there. And similarly again, we've got about 3 cents per click it's reckoning, and 100 to 200, and we've got a green light. So I'm okay with that. Okay, again, we've got the demographics, I'm not going to bother with, and the interest, not going to bother with those. I'm going to save the ads group. And again, it will take us back into our Google AdWords account. And again, we're back under video targeting. So the ad group's displayed, the one we just created, and now we've got video targeting. Now remember last time we targeted keywords, but this time we need to target placements, because in the streams are targeted by placements. And for that, we need the video channels, etc. So we just hit the add placements button down here. And if I scroll up, you can see it says enter the placement URLs. Now, we need to go and find these. So let me just go back to YouTube here. Basically, to find them, you need to search for them. So in YouTube, I can put dog training in. So obviously we need the right keyword, if you like, to start it off with. And then we need to filter. So we take these filters and we go type channel, and then we'll get a bunch of channels. So now we can look in the channels, and these are my most popular, not necessarily the most, but we're looking for high subscribers. So this one at the top here has got 76,000 subscribers. So we can, that's great, we'll have that channel. So we need to go to his channel. So we need to click the channel button. Okay, and that'll go off to his channel, and then we grab the channel URL. Oops. And we go back into the ads, and we pop that in there. Okay, so if we just go back again and go back to the search, and we've got this dog training by K9, that's got 154,000. One day with 227,000. There we go. Let's take that channel. So we click the channel and copy the URL. Go back to campaign management. Okay, there we go. And once we've got that, we've got a whole load of those in there. Obviously, the more you put in, the more times your ad can be shown. But I'm just going to keep this for the moment. So all that's needed now is to click save. And again, take you back to the panel. And you'll see your placements come up down here. And again, back here, we go and check the ad. So we go to the ad tab under the new ad group name. And here's the ad with the video in it. And again, it's under review, 5-part dog training video series. Okay, so it's under review. Again, we've got to wait for that to get approved. Your ad's under review, so it can't run yet. Certain ads can't run until we make sure they comply with AdWord policies. Review most ads within 1 business day. If your ad is under review for more than 1 full business day, please let us know. Please know that we're working on to get it to you as soon as possible. So basically, they just ask you to wait until it's done. Okay, that's a very quick run through on the in-stream ad. I hope that was quite an eye-opener for you. So let's just recap on what we've gone through here. So first of all, I've shown you the numbers. I've shown you, exactly how much I've spent and how much we've made from that, and the numbers. You just know this thing works. It's just as simple as that. I've given you a little overview of the products and the videos that we're using and how simple that is to do. And of course, I've shown you the specifics around creating your discovery and your in-stream ads. And you've had an insight into my proprietary software that enables me to do this easily and very, very repeatably. So let's just hammer home my point one more time, or one last time, that there are hundreds of different ways of getting traffic. But you only have to master one to be a success. And hopefully what I've shown you today will help you take that step. That's what I want you to do. I want you to take this idea. I want you to actually do something with it. I want you to take action. This is what people just don't do. They take action, possibly, but they take too many small actions. They don't take one big action. I want you to take this one big action. I want to focus on just one form of traffic. I want you to focus on YouTube. So what I want you to do is grabbing this traffic from YouTube and just follow the process that I've shown you. You put the videos up, you offer a free gift to get a subscriber on your list, which in this case is a related video, and then you just follow that up with 1 week of emails, just 5 emails over a period of a week, and those emails will make you at least 90% of your sales. You will be absolutely amazed how well this works. But I don't have to do it alone, because I can help you do this. And this is the offer that I said from the beginning that I wanted to give you at the end of this webinar. And I want to tell you about rapid video traffic. This is my absolute flagship course for generating traffic. It covers everything from end to end, and I show you exactly what to do. Now, in rapid video traffic, you actually get 50 HD quality videos in 12 modules that I personally guide you through. So I'll be in the videos, you'll be looking over my shoulder as I do everything, I explain everything and show you step by step exactly how to not only create these YouTube videos, but the strategies and everything around it that really, really makes this work like gangbusters. Okay, it really is the key to the kingdom of generating traffic to anything that you want. In fact, it's one of the few what I call untapped traffic sources still available. YouTube's massive, you think it's over swamped, but it just isn't. It's so big, it is actually wide open. And obviously there's some fears in there about creating videos or being in videos. You just don't need to. You don't need to stand in front of a camera, you don't even need to talk in a microphone, and you certainly don't need to pay thousands of dollars to somebody else to do it for you. Okay? I will show you how to do all this literally for next to no money at all. Okay, there's all the free tools, there's everything that you need to do, and as you've seen, the videos are just so simple. Okay, let me give you a full breakdown of the actual rapid video traffic training. Now, it's a members course, and you'll be getting a lifetime membership to this as well, so you'll have access to this literally for the rest of the life. And basically, it starts off with obviously a YouTube introduction. And then we go into what I call the prerequisites. So preparing the foundations, very important in all these things. Okay, so that's things like how to create an AdWords account, creating a YouTube channel and a Google Plus page, how to choose the product that you want to promote. Okay, in module 3, we look at the YouTube discovery or the in-display ads themselves. And that's where I talk about the special strategies that we use to really make these things really work so well. There's a couple of different strategies, and I go through those in detail. We also look at what I call Google compliant landing pages. YouTube is Google, it has some rules, and we want to make sure we don't fall foul of any of those, so we create these Google compliant landing pages. Sounds complicated, but I assure you it's really, really simple when you know exactly what you're doing. So I cover all that. Then we talk about setting up your offer, and that's setting up your campaigns, your email campaigns, your follow-ups, setting up your opt-in form to get your people on board. This is the bit that really makes the money, okay? Setting up your offer on the back of your video is what generates the money. And this is something crucial that you really, really need to remember. Okay, then there's preparing for your ad. That's things like setting up some advanced options on YouTube that really help this thing go that a lot of people don't even know about, and verifying your website, where you're going to your landing page, where you're going to send these people to, and there's details on keyword research, absolutely really crucial for your discovery ads. So there's some really in-depth stuff on that, and creating your video thumbnails, etc., and setting up your video to make sure that it gets the maximum amount of people that view it are clicking on your links and going to your offer. Okay, module 6 covers in detail about actually uploading your video. Sounds simple enough, and yes, of course it is. But we also want to SEO your video in the right way. This is not complex, it's just some very straightforward steps, and as long as you follow those, you're going to be absolutely okay. And in module 7 and module 8, we look at the technicalities of actually creating those ads. In module 9, I've got some video basics. This is really to help you as they create these videos. We want to keep it very simple. We know we're going to be very simple in the videos that we're creating. There's nothing special going on there. There's nothing complicated, but there's some super free tools, and there's some really, sneaky little tricks and ways that we can do to try and make this really simple and really effective when it comes to creating these little tiny videos. Module 10, video outsourcing and resources. So if you absolutely don't want to create the videos, if you actually don't want to do any of this, then I'll show you how you can outsource this for almost no money at all. In module 11, video creation tools, I'll go through a lot of video tools. You don't need to know all these. Like I said, it's similar to the learning the traffic, you probably only need to learn one, and if you become an expert in it, then of course you'll be brilliant. But for those of you who want to advance yourself or want to go on and you want to develop more creative videos and you want to be more creative with your video creation, then I give you all the tools and all the training to be able to do that. And in module 12 we added some extra bits and pieces that can take the standard stuff to a more advanced level. And besides probably the very best training you're ever likely to see, I want to make sure that you get off to a flying start, that you're not just bogged down with all the training and you kind of never get off the ground. So to give you a huge boost, I've given you a raft of done-for-you resources. I want to make sure you get off the ground as fast as possible. And all these templates for things like the Google compliant landing pages, the slide video presentations, the in-stream and discovery ad templates, these are all included within Rapid Video Traffic. And you'll also get a bunch of video intros, a bunch of royalty-free music, royalty-free stock images, huge resource lists for all the things you need to create professional videos if you want to take it to that level. And of course, plus this checklist for creating your discovery and in-stream ads so that you never ever miss out on a thing. And of course, the big huge bonus that you absolutely won't get anywhere else, because this is my own personal proprietary software, the Video Ads Master, and I'll be giving this away free with every member of Rapid Video Traffic. Okay, I can't tell you enough about it. I'm pretty sure that if this is something that's going to suit you, you'll already know whether you want this or not. So I'm going to open this up for purchase now, so you can purchase Rapid Video Traffic. That's a lifetime membership. That's everything that I've just described, plus my Video Ads Master software, and you can publish it. You can buy that, at http://rapidvideotraffic.com/50. That's rapidvideotraffic.com/50. And today, literally today, I'm going to slash the normal purchase price by half. Now this training course is normally $297. It sells all day, every day for $297. But today, for everybody on this webinar, you're going to get it at half price for only $127. Okay, so go straight to the buy button there. That's at rapidvideotraffic.com/50. Now I promised everyone, whether you buy Rapid Video Traffic or not, I promise everyone who came to this webinar and stayed on to the end will get access to one of my top training courses. And you can find that at the link below. Okay, so again, that's rapidvideotraffic.com/bonus. And if you want to buy the Rapid Video Traffic itself, it's rapidvideotraffic.com/50, okay, to get it at half price. That's only going to be at half price for a limited time. So if there's any more questions now, if anybody's still got some questions, I'm going to kind of shoot off and start picking up any questions that anybody's put into the chat box. You'll get an email back. If I haven't answered it during the webinar, then you will get a personal email from me back answering the questions. I promise you that everyone will get an answer back. If you haven't asked any questions at the moment, or if you've got more questions you want to answer, or there's still stuff that you're really not sure about before you purchase, then put it in the chat box on the right hand side there now. Put the question in now. I will get back to you with an answer. Okay? So that kind of winds everything up. Thank you guys for sitting through this. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for taking notice of me. I hope this has been a complete eye-opener for you. I hope this is going to be a game changer for you as you move forward. Whether you take up rapid video traffic or not, I've given you enough information to be able to get you started and get you off. It's all there. You know the plan, you know the system. Obviously, I can make that so much easier for you, by purchasing rapid video traffic, by buying all the training modules, by getting all the done for you resources, by getting the software. It's just going to really give you a foot up the ladder and get you ahead of the game. There's just no doubt about it. So as I said, promised everybody the training course, and you can see that in the link there. Or if you want to purchase rapid video traffic now, go to rapidvideotraffic.com/50 to get your 50% off rapid video traffic right now. Okay guys, final thank you. I'm going to go off to answer those questions now, but I'm going to leave this screen up for a bit so everybody can make sure they've clearly got the link to rapid video traffic.